Hi everyone, welcome to another meaningful conversation. My name's Asha Anderson, a volunteer with the Transition Towns Bay of Islands and Whangaroa Network. Really glad to be here again today with my good friend Barbara Belger, partner in crime with all the amazing work that we do up here, and our beautiful guest Ruth Copeland, who has an amazing new app to tell us all about. We've been checking it out and finding it really useful and really excited about where it can go and its ability to bring people together. So welcome to you both.
Hi, Asha. Hey, I'm going to let you do most of the talking, Ruth. I'm just going to quickly add that I'm the coordinator. So my part in the crime is being the coordinator for the local Timebank, Whangaroa Kerikeri. Time banking is, I think, a wonderful idea. Look it up, and that ties us into all this new sharing and community spirit that is growing and getting better and better. And that's what I think Ruth's app is all about. So kia ora, I'm happy to be here.
Kia ora. Oh, thank you so much, both of you. Thanks for having me on this morning. I really appreciate it. It's great to have another opportunity to speak about the app. Keen wherever possible, because it's really communities like transition towns that could really take this and run with it. And the Time Bank as well, Barbara. The concept behind the app is really for others to come in and partner with us, because we just sort of started this, and it's not just mine, by the way. Well, it belongs to everybody because it is a non-profit. Certainly a non-profit, and we're certainly volunteers at the moment, probably like both of you. But I have two co-founders, Ewan and Marnie, and so the three of us are working on this, pretty much full time. I mean, I wouldn't say 8 hours a day at this stage, but certainly it's our main focus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we just built it because we know it needs to happen. It's an inner knowing, like both of you, I can imagine.
It was created out of divine synchronicity, I believe.
Kind of, yeah, kind of. It's a bit of a cute story. I moved to Wellington with my ex-husband. Now we moved in 2018, and he had this idea to start a franchise for an app, the Wellington app, which was essentially a news and business listings piece of technology. And it didn't really inspire me to be working in news and business, but I thought it was a great vehicle to come to a new town with. And yeah, there was lots of good reasons really to do it. And he really asked me could I, join him and do some of that strategic and that partnering work. So yeah, so we moved to Wellington, and I said to him at the time, this is going to be useful in the future. We're going to need it when things get real, shall we say. And I had an inner knowing about that. So on that basis, I agreed to join him. Anyway, time moved on, and I moved away from the Wellington app a few years ago, and it was sort of sitting there quite dormant. We had 22,000 downloads, so we had quite a few people using it, but at a certain point, there was nothing really much happening. We even tried to sell it, and it came back. Yeah, the book guy bought it, and back it came again. Anyway, long story short, in December 2021, I was at the beach with a whole bunch of people around the bonfire, and we were all sharing with each other, new people, new friends, and we're talking about the mandates and how crazy life had become and how so many people had been sort of forced out. And one of these young guys, I went to him before I left and said, can I have your number? I'd love to get in touch again. Let's keep in contact. And he said, I just wish we had an app. I've been thinking we need an app. And then that was that light bulb moment. I'm like, I've got an app. So it was very cool. I was very excited. We were all a bit excited. We're like, oh my goodness, the time. So we kind of knew. And these two young partners of mine, his girlfriend as well, Marnie, they are really quite incredible young people. So they're 25 and 29 years old, and they're very dedicated to what we're doing, but they're very sort of kind of old souls, really. They're quite high vibration, if that means anything to you. They're very focused on the solutions and where we're going now. So yeah, so we set about redoing the app and rethinking the categories and rebranding it, and then we actually launched on the 1st of April this year, 22.
And how we've got so many members in the meantime, right?
We have, yes, we've got quite a few thousand downloads. What's important to us at the moment is we have listings. So the app is only useful if it contains listings, personal listings. So all the listings in the app are either businesses or personal, personal listings, if you like, or produce listings, or there are all kinds of things. Actually, I've got a little PowerPoint to show your viewers if you'd like. I could perhaps pop that on, and then you could have a look at the kind of categories we've got in there. But essentially, yeah, so we've got a lot of users, but we need more listers. And so our aim at the moment is to get, within the next month or so, 1,000 listers on there. If you don't mind, is that a good moment to share the screen?
Yeah, that's great.
Fabulous.
I'll do that. I'll just share that screen. So that one there, and then share it. And then I'll just have to get the old PowerPoint and fire it up, which is here. Oops. Oh, the hanging wheel of doom. Oh dear. Oh no, it was there. There it is. Okay. So we got it there. I'll just move that out of the way. So can you see my screen there?
Yep, perfect.
Yeah, good. Okay, so anyway, we've got it here, a new way for like-minded Kiwis to connect, trade with, and inspire each other. So essentially, it is so important at the moment that we connect and we get to know the people in our area that are on the same page, if you like. We're all aware, I think, that things are going to change maybe quite swiftly in the coming few years. And so that ability to actually connect with each other is going to be absolutely important. And, trade with is obviously a practical way of living. We need to swap, we need to eat, we need to have our services, but we also need to inspire each other, right? So when I talk about location-based, it basically shows you by default everyone that's in your area. So flick to the next slide. Oh, how do you do that? Oh, honestly, technology. It's not, oh, there we go, down the bottom. Yep, there's the arrow. All right, so this is the app. That's what it looks like. So it's really simple. It is basically, here I've got here a parallel marketplace and transitioning to a more resource-based economy. So Barbara, you were talking before about your work with the Timebank. So we're very keen to partner up with external organisations that are looking at solutions like that. Also parallel economy, we're extremely open, and that's sort of part of what the resonance is as well, is getting, looking at experimenting with new ways. So you'll see on here we've got, actually we'll go into the categories in a minute, but anyway, there's the basic look and feel of it. And it's basically like a big phone book. So in each of the categories, you've got these listings. This is an example. And these listings, you can just call the people directly or email them. And then there's a route planner as well. So you can drive there and, go and meet these new people. So there's no middleman. There's no actual trading or anything like that going on within the app. We like to talk about it as a big sort of phone book. I've got on this page as well, it also sends geolocated notifications. So we can actually send a notification through the app to everybody who's on it, but also we can target people in a particular area. So that could be really helpful in the future for, distinct communities if they want to put out information just to their people locally.
Fantastic. Yeah. I downloaded it a while ago. I think when we first spoke, I downloaded it, and I didn't realize, but I didn't have the location services turned on, which is the fundamental part of the app. And so once I did that, it became really clear how valuable it was to be able to see, and for the listings to come up as to what's closest to you, and it tells you how many kilometers away,
that's right,
certain businesses or projects might be.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, and so some people obviously are really worried about having location services on. You don't actually have to have it on. It's a good idea to have it on when you download the app, but say yes, and then you can actually turn it off. So, I mean, there's different ways of working with it. It is based on that location. So you'll see the screen here shows you how far away things are from where I am at the moment. Do you see?
Yeah.
Down the right hand there. So it is very much a tool for local community building in that sense, that it will show you the people in your area. And our dream is really that it becomes useful for communities. They get to know each other personally through the app and actually carry on their connections outside of the app. You know, it's not to connect digitally, maybe in the first instance, but ultimately, you know, barbecues and whatever else, other community initiatives that are happening. This is another way to bring those people into the fold, if you like. I've got down the bottom here, New Zealand wide map for a toggle. So there's a map down there too, so you can see where all the listings are if you toggle that one. So just not taking to it. So it's a typical listing. And here I'm just saying that you can, you know, if as a lister, you can choose what way you would like people to communicate with you, and call, email, website, whatever is working for you. And so these are the categories, you know. So we've got health, obviously a lot of health stuff there. We've got connect, including romance. We haven't got anybody in romance yet, but you know, sometimes it's nice to know that there's a place where people are on the same page, if you like. Now, produce is going to be more and more important as we walk forward. And then there's something like land share, which is there's people in there that have got land that would like others to come and live on their land. And then there's a category in there that is people looking for land. And in that land share button, there's also quite a lot of content around permaculture and animals and, you know, anything to do with land, really. Services, there's lots of different services there. As the app develops, we'll make more subcategories. At the moment, I think from memory, there's about 6 different subcategories and services, but many listings in there. Trades, and then jobs, you know, jobs, no discrimination jobs, potential, more than, yeah, that is actually the basis of the category. And then people looking for work as well. And then we've got shop. Again, that's an area that'll develop. There's a lot of loose products in there at the moment that'll develop as time goes on, and events, obviously, and workshops, that kind of stuff as well. And a lot of these listings, most of them are really workshops or events that are sort of talking about new ways of living. And that's what Resonance is all about. Oh, here's more. Look, we've got even more. We've got spiritual, a lot of stuff in there. Accommodation, that's a really handy one. So I've got my room in there. You know, if you're traveling around the country, you can use accommodation to find places to stay, either self-contained or with, you know, with people that have got a room in their home. And I think, again, what's so nice is you're going to meet people on the same page, make new friends, really. And then we've got markets around the country and new politics. So new political parties are in there, and new economic thinking as well, and hopefully those 2 areas will really expand as time goes on. There's a bit in there. Education, homeschooling movement, you know, one of our partners, so there's quite a few listings around support for homeschooling. Common law, that's self-explanatory, and then really practical stuff like where to go if you go to a town and want to go somewhere that the vibe is right. And of course, yesterday the mandates were removed here in New Zealand, so things have changed yet again. So we as Resonance are not specifically attached to the freedom movement per se, but out of that sort of quite shocking change to the rules, we had that urgency to get the Resonance up and running. So hopefully that makes sense.
Yep, absolutely.
Yeah. And then, of course, the Bulletin, which is great. And this is where we really love other people's content as well. So we've got a whole lot of articles in there, and they are all, as it says, inspiring and uplifting podcasts as well. So anybody can put content in the Bulletin, and it's all stuff about how we're going to go from here. You know, I've got a few things in here, haven't we? Got free energy, disruptive technologies, new systems, regenerative and organic principles, local democracy, decentralized politics, holism, health, rejuvenation, and so on. So, you know, we're really keen, if anybody wants to use the Resonance as a platform to express their thinking in terms of how we're going to rebuild, then that's the place to do it. I might have forgotten to mention that on the top of every category, you'll find a button that enables you to submit your own listing.
Fantastic.
Yeah, your listing or your Bulletin article. And here's the 3 of us. It's a kind of a nice photo taken on the beach, and just re-emphasising that we're a not-for-profit, and this is your platform. So we welcome your development ideas and your listings and your sharing with your friends and communities are really essential. We are just 3 people, and so our only source of income is koha, and we hope that as the app develops, that there'll be a koha component. We actually know that people are using the app already. We had an email from a lady a couple of days ago who was saying she's getting too much interest and she wants to reform her offering, so to remove her listing for the time being. So we are getting more and more feedback that people are actually starting to use it. But again, until we get, many more listings on there, it's not going to be as useful as we would like it to be. So that is the end, and I'll stop that share.
That's great. I mean, there are a lot of local listings for us up here in the Bay of Islands and Kirikiri
Yes.
area. I've been keeping an eye on what's being listed, which is fantastic. The local farmers markets, and some of the people within our transition network.
That's so good.
Maybe a month or more ago, I posted our Transition Towns network
Yes.
up there and had people actually get in touch and say, can we get on your email list to find out about what's going on?
Wonderful. That is so great.
And I think yesterday or the day before, I submitted a listing for our crop swap in Kirikiri, and I'll do another one later for Kaio, so that people can find that in the produce category.
Fantastic.
So that's really good.
Thank you so much, Asha. That's great.
Asha,
Yeah, it really relies on those. It relies on that exponential growth in our connections and networks, and we all have networks. So, we have some communications material, some hard copy flyers, and A4 posters, and we have also some short, succinct paragraphs that we can send. It's called a process email. So, if anybody listening has a network themselves that they'd like to get this out, I would really encourage you to get in touch with us, and we'll send you that material so you can just flick that out without even having to think about it, really. You can always find us on the App Store and on the Google Play Store. In fact, that's where you find us. But on the app itself, here's the app on my phone. There's a button there that says About Us. And, of course, there's a Contact Us there as well. So all the details are there. And
it's free to download on your website, which will
easy download. And so there's the logo. So just look for the heart and the R, because that's what it's all about. It's about, I think, we're all aware that we're going to have to transition not only in how we do our economy and how we do our everything. We're also transforming personally. And I think that a lot of us have, been doing some good work in that area, and plenty more to come, I'm sure. But until we can, base our new society or community on a heart-centered way of living, rather than the competition model that we've grown up with and being totally conditioned into, we're not going to find the solutions. So it's a huge transition humanity's going through. I mean, it's unprecedented. And it'll happen quickly too, we think. And so we just want to be part of that really strong movement to encourage and to facilitate, really, in a practical manner, how we're going to get through.
Asha, do the people from Serendipity know about the app?
I think it's been listed on there. Yeah, so I don't know whether Amira or Cornelia, one of the Serendipity team, Serendipity Fair, put a listing on there. I'm quite sure I saw it.
Speaking of serendipity, Ruth and Asha, at the end of 2019, I had created a website, I had created a program, a training schedule, everything, new social media, parallel world, called Living from the Heart. I'm a coach, I'm a life coach, and I've been teaching people heart coherence. I think we both know Pam Gregory.
Yes, we do. Yeah.
So that's in the same kind of work. So I've been using the heart math technology on my computer since it came out, I think 2004 or something.
Yeah.
Doing it literally with every client, just teaching them heart coherence. And sometimes at our crop swaps, we do little heart meditations. Anyway, I had just...
Oh no, there's a definite trend. I mean, we can all feel it. all of this that are working in this area, you know, it's almost like a common knowledge thing, really. It's very, very interesting. And of course, through this experience of the launching the Resonance app and this experience of living in New Zealand these last few years, we have also been in touch with quite a few people in the freedom movement.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, a lot of those people are also feeling this real need for heart coherence in terms of, you know, the way we're going to move forward. I think I would like to mention at this moment, really importantly, the app is at the moment only on a smartphone, but we're in the process of getting ready to roll it out on a desktop computer as well, which would be really cool.
Yeah.
So that's going to make it a lot easier for people to put their listings in, but also people that don't want smartphones will be able to use it effectively and use the keyboard, and you know, it's going to make it a lot more accessible for a lot of people. And part of the preparation for that, we've just done an IT upgrade. In fact, it's taken up the last month. We've been very busy with it and ironing out the bugs, etc. And so the next version of the Resonance app that is out now, and we'll release it in the next couple of days publicly, it will have some upgraded features, but ultimately working towards that web-based app. You know, so it'll be a mirror really on your desktop. If you want to put a listing at the moment, you can do it on our website. Again, those contact details are on the app itself, but it's pretty simple. It's just resonance.kiwi. So that's the website. And to put a listing in, either on the website or on the app itself, I'll see if I can show you one here. So you just go within the app to a category, and then there's a button at the top. So you just hit the button, like that, and then what it does in a minute, it loads a form from our website, and you just fill it in,
right,
and push submit. So either on your phone or on the website, either of those at this point will work really well. But we're excited about the browser-based version, because
that'll be a great improvement, as you say, especially for people who don't want to carry a smartphone on
absolutely
and then also, you know, sometimes typing in the little forms on your phone is a little bit of a hassle.
Especially if you want to submit articles, blogs and things.
Yes, sure.
I need my keyboard to do that.
You do. Oh, now you can, at the moment, Barbara, you can put all of that on the website. So anybody can put the resonance.kiwi website, you can put all your listings in on there.
Great.
You have to put them on via the app. Just put them on the website. I should probably show you, maybe. So just pretty easy, really. But, you know, a lot of our users are not necessarily IT people, we've discovered. No, here's the website here. There it is. There's the website. And all the website is at the moment is just talks about what we're doing and why we're doing it, and gives you some ways to donate, which is absolutely important for us. And then these things here, these are all your listings. So you just hit that button, create the listing, and then a form pops up, and then you just fill it in, and you choose your category. You know, it's pretty simple. And you upload a photo, say where you are, and fill in the forms, and then you can edit or delete that listing as well if you need to. And then if you want to put a bulletin submission in, you just hit this one here. And again, you just put it in, or a link to a podcast that you might enjoy.
Fantastic.
So yeah, the website's how I'd put your listings in at the moment. It's easier.
That's fantastic. I didn't know that. Makes it much more attractive even.
Yeah.
So
yes, no, it is, because it's too hard on the phone. Tell me.
If you're putting in an event that will expire after a certain period, do you have to go back in and delete it, or what?
No, we're doing that manually at the moment. We're having a meeting with our development team in the Netherlands tonight, and that's one of the things we want. It's at top of our wish list. We want that to be all working beautifully so that those listings will naturally expire. So they'll be connected to a calendar of some kind, and that once the time is gone, that the time-bound listings are really important, because not only just events, but there's also community notices. You know, we'd like to have a really functional community notice board there. So that absolutely has to happen, that it expires automatically after a certain time. So that's a real area of development for us at the moment.
Cool.
Yeah.
I love the layout. I think it looks beautiful, and it's really functional, and it's very intuitive, you know, in terms of
Good.
finding your way around and
Yeah.
kind of knowing how to use it. It just,
Yes.
yeah, so well done.
Thank you, Asha.
Yeah, and
Thank
I
you so
think,
much.
you know, our Transition Towns Network is obviously all about this big transition that we're going through.
Sure.
And so having a central space where people can come together and share, and
Yeah.
then also see what's going on nationally, you know, it's just fantastic. So I look forward to, you know, downloading the next version and uploading more on there, more listings, and encouraging other people to use it, because it's about stepping into that space where, you know, we're getting rid of a lot of the clutter and the negativity, and actually starting to focus on building, you know, building the new, and bringing communities together, and starting to look at these new ideas and new ways of doing things. And so having a space that's dedicated to that is really invaluable.
It is great.
I read such a nice sentence the other day, and mentioning it now it will become a quote, I suppose. And that is, no more awards for predicting the weather, only awards for, how did they put it? Only awards for actually building the new, for actually walking the talk, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. And it is that time, isn't it now, Barbara, where we really have to actually step out quite courageously and start sort of envisioning what we want. And I know that you've both been busy with that for a long time now. But we really hope Resonance can fit into that new system and really help people to, in a practical sense, to find each other and to really start working with each other. Functionality wise, I wanted to mention as well, we do hope to have the capability to actually connect with each other and message each other through the app as well. That's something we're looking, and also for people to be able to make accounts as well. So there could be quite an extra functionality coming through, but again, those are all IT sort of developments in the wings. And
when you say accounts, like a profile, like a
yes, a profile and account, but not so much a public profile like a Facebook or anything like that, but more a place where you can edit your information and perhaps take advantage to some sort of extra functionality. But that's, again, we don't know how we're going to make this sustainable, as well as, you know, because it has to be. At the moment, there's no income coming in, and it's cost us probably more than $20,000 to develop it to this point. So that's just been savings put in there. So we really also would, if people really resonate with Resonance, we are looking for people that would consider a donation to us, with the understanding that any profits or any gains made go totally into the operation of the app and the IT of the app. Long term, imagine in an abundant world where money was flowing in, we would, if there was a situation where we had more income than was necessary, anything would go to other partner organisations. So we'd love to seed other initiatives that are very much in alignment with creating the new. And because we are all in this together, aren't we? You know, there's a whole ecosystem that's going to be required to allow people to function in a new way in their day-to-day living requirements. So but just putting a shout out, Koha, very, very gratefully received at this stage, at any stage, in fact. And connections, contacts to philanthropists or people that actually might be able to make a significant donation to us. We're looking for those sorts of people as well. We're looking for networkers. So as I mentioned before, people that would be happy to put this out to their community of interest. That would be fantastic. And top of the list, listings, people to start putting their listings in so that we can make this tool really useful.
Cool. I have one final question, Ruth, going back to the alternative currencies and exchange and time banking. So that's a potential add-on, you know, that you guys
absolutely
and so that it would work within the app potentially. And then people could co-hire you that way, you know, if that became further developed.
No, we're very, very interested in that, and for having people to fit with each other in that fashion as well. But that's, again, it's another IT upgrade. But, you know, we're very keen to collaborate with others as well, and giving us a practical way forward to how we might do that.
Yeah.
So watch the space for developments. Particularly exciting is the web browser version. And following that, there'll be some other implementations we imagine we'll be rolling out over the coming 6 months or so.
Yeah, fantastic. Oh, thank you very much.
Very welcome.
I saw on your on the categories you had the Public Health Alliance.
That's right. Yeah.
So I listed with them.
People's Health Alliance, they are.
People's Health Alliance, that's right. And I listed with them in the UK. And I think that is fabulous. Same with the new medical, what are they called? My brain is not working.
World Council for Health.
World Council for Health. Thank you, Asha, for being my brain.
Yeah.
So they are all great organizations with regards to. And I saw your common law listing, and I just thought for myself to conclude today's talk, Asha and I will, as a next talk, maybe it's one of our next talks or conversation, talk about the archetypal sovereign or the queen that has just passed on, and, rest in peace, and that it's not so much the end of the archetypal queen, but it's actually, for me, it's the rise of the archetypal sovereign, which is all about common law. So that would be another interesting talk, I suppose.
Oh, absolutely. So much. There's so many fascinating developments and changes that are happening on the earth at this time, and so many people thinking towards the future. It's pretty exciting, really.
Yes, very. This was a really, really nice talk. Thank you both.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, thank you, Ruth. And I look forward to, like I said, using the app and deleting Telegram.
Yes.
I just, I think we really have to pick and choose where we put our time and energy, and so being more thoughtful about it, and actually starting to really jump into something like resonance would really help us to focus our energies and make those connections a whole lot faster.
No, absolutely. You're so right, Asha. That's a great note to finish on, isn't it? That it is eyes off the old, because we don't know what's happening. It's up and down, it's a good celebration today, but, things could change. We don't know what's happening or what's coming, but we do know that we've got to get busy and put our energy in the right places. And that is about the new. So
yeah, definitely.
Good on you guys.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Ruth. And we'll check in with you again sometime in the future to see how it's all going, and keep using it and telling others to jump on. And yeah, awesome.
Fantastic. And anybody wants to talk about it, just give me a call, phone numbers in the app.
Yep. And we'll put all the links to the website and downloading it, and time banking as well in there.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Cool. All right.
Thank you, ladies. Have a great day.
Yeah, thank you.
See you. Bye.